Hi guys, good morning. This is Dan. Welcome to Engelgeist. For those of you that are new, welcome. For those of you that are returning, welcome back. For those of you that support me over on Patreon, thank you so very much for your subscriptions. This is the daily forecast for all signs. I do speak in broad terms because it is a general collective reading. You need to figure out if and where it fits in your life. If it doesn't fit, that's okay. Nothing's wrong or broken. You guys might be working on something different at this time. It's originally created for Thursday, the 20th of October, but it's not solely set for that date. If you're seeing this reading on a different date, but it still makes sense to your situation, by all means use it. I believe the readings find us when they need to, rather than, when they really created for. I will be referring back to the Sunday underpinning energy, so if you see cards that you don't see in the reading that I'm talking about, by all means check out that reading. It does populate in the lower left-hand corner at the end of the reading. And that's the weekly reading for kind of what's going on behind these cards each day. So let's see what the cards have to say to us today. What do they want us to know? And it is the Seven of Wands. Again, we saw her earlier in the week, and I always get this sense with this particular Seven of Wands, it's just like standing in our truth. We see challenge and we see courage here in the words. And the Seven of Wands always indicates a victory, but it requires work, it requires fight, defense, possible struggle involved with it, right? Yesterday we saw the Nine of Swords. Underneath this, or underpinning this from Sunday's reading, is the Ten of Pentacles. We also saw the Ten of Pentacles yesterday and the clarifiers. And I was thinking about the message from yesterday's reading this morning. It almost feels like if we hold true, because our oracle card, our wild mystical oracle card, was the intention card yesterday, jellyfish, and how jellyfish flows in the sea towards its intention, right? And if our intention is this Ten of Pentacles, right, this grand ending, or abundance that we seek, right, this abundant happy ending, I think that we need to hold true to what we know to be our inner truth. And that's what I feel like this woman in the Seven of Wands is doing. She's not necessarily fighting or arguing for it. She just sees a clear path to it, and she knows which path to follow. She's not going to let anybody shake her from that path, right? She's not going to be wavering, or there's this, I call it a grapefruit. It's above her head. It's her knowing, that round sort of circle there that looks like a citrus fruit. And to me, that's her knowing, her listening to her higher wisdom, right? And then I love this triangle because it makes me think of the balance of the mind, body, and spirit. And even though sevens are sort of transitory cards that lead us to the, between the balance of 6 and 8, they inform us of who we are through challenge, right? Fives do that also. Fives are even more transitory, but they also inform us through challenge. When you think of the Five of Swords or the Five of Pentacles, those things are oftentimes represented as challenges that we experience. The Seven is about fighting for that that stance, that belief, that idea, something that we hold very deep to us, because this is Wands, right? So this is going to be spiritual nature associated with fire. So it's going to be a truth or a belief, a need, a desire that is within us that we know to be true, and that we're willing to stand behind, protect, nurture, hold on to, not necessarily release, if that makes sense, right? So I definitely get that from this woman, is that even though she's solitary, right, meaning in other words, other people may not see our truth, understand our truth, adhere to our truth, or even maybe believe in our truth. They might even try and argue our truth away from us. It's like, not today. We need to stay centered in that, be courageous, face whatever challenges us, and keep focused on that sort of Ten of Pentacles. We had a really beautiful Sunday reading, right? And the Ten of Pentacles was the midweek card. The end of the week card is that Two of Cups. So even if that Two of Cups represents a further deepening of the love within ourselves and the belief within ourselves, this Seven of Wands would help to lead us there, right? Because this is about In my opinion, with this particular deck, it's about quietly trusting our own courage, quietly trusting our own wisdom, and holding on to it without any idea of letting it go, right? That doesn't mean that you certainly go tooth and nail fighting for what you believe in. I mean, you certainly can. Seven of Wands can represent that. But with this card, there seems to be more of a neutral peace and like she's just reserved in the idea of, no, this is kind of how it needs to be. So keep that in mind with whatever you might be dealing with, even if you're feeling some of that insecurity of the Nine of Swords from yesterday, or someone else around you is feeling insecure. You may have to hold on to your truth today and stand behind it wholeheartedly, with your mind, body, and spirit. Now let's look at the Wild Mystic Oracle card. It is stillness. And this is the crane, I believe. Oh, wait, I forgot this one wrong. What was this bird? I can't remember. One second. It's associated with the sign of Aquarius. I think it's crane. Heron. I just opened right to it. Okay, good. Saved us some time. So let me read you the story of the heron. This card represents stillness and serenity. A lot of what I see in her face in the Seven of Wands, to be honest. Unlike Bear, who inspires physical rest, the heron card signals psychological and spiritual rest. The heron is a fishing bird who relies on stillness to catch prey. As they wait patiently in a calm pond, the water becomes glassy and still. Their balance upon their stalk-like legs inspires harmony, centering, and tranquility. This card urges you to stop and take a moment to center yourself. It is a card for meditation, mindfulness, reflection, and grounding. In Korea, the heron is a symbol of grace and transcendence above the mundane world. A heron on the ground is associated with earth and waters around them, but as they take flight into the boundless air, they transcend the physical. If you have been too grounded in the material or focused on the physical, then this card urges you to look higher. And that could be the Ten of Pentacles, guys, that's underpinning this. Like, what bigger dreams, goals, aspirations do we have? Do you hear those dogs? They're going to town in the other room. If the bodily reality of a situation is too definite and painful right now, focusing on mental journeys might be safe and healing. Out-of-body experiences, visualization, and higher consciousness may be calling to you as ways to get through the present situation. This card may also represent those born under the Western zodiac sign of Aquarius. The shadow reading. As the heron strikes and plucks a fish from the water, the splashes of chaos take over and ripple out. Stillness may be the calm before the storm. Alternatively, the ripples of someone else's chaos may be threatening to surge into your world. And that's why I think she's standing there still and strong. Like I said, if we're dealing with somebody who was in Nine of Swords energy yesterday, or a situation that was causing angst, anxiety, fear, or whatever, we need to get back to this stillness. We need to maybe look at the bigger, broader picture, maybe escape in our mind to what would it feel like to have whatever our Ten of Pentacles is, or our Two of Cups is. Not necessarily losing touch with reality, but opening ourselves up to the possibility of it, how it feels maybe, kind of like manifesting it. The correspondences are the elements of air and water. The flora is cypress, reed, lily of the valley, and magnolia. The stones are moss, agate, blue calcite, chrysocolla, and jade. And the spellwork is promoting inner calm and peace, quelling fear and doubt. Beautiful. So whatever was maybe plaguing us yesterday should be shedding away. We just might have to be strong during that transition with this Seven of Wands in play. Now, let's look to the clarifiers to see what they have to say. We have the Eight of Pentacles in the exact same position, guys, from yesterday's reading. The Eight of Pentacles is about doing, step-by-step work right in front of us, not getting too caught up in how much work needs to be done, it's called the apprenticeship card. It's oftentimes I associate it with, there's a certain skill set that only we have, that we bring to the table, that we can put into this work to make it happen, but it takes patience, it takes balance, it takes attention. We need to work it just like what's right in front of us. And even though stillness opens us up to the bigger picture, any work that we're doing towards it, we want to be focused on the work that's right now rather than getting overwhelmed by the bigger picture or by the amount of work that's involved in the bigger picture. And I think that's the message of this Eight of Pentacles for the last 2 days, is if we maybe talk too much about it and not actually do the physical small steps that are right in front of us, we can move ourselves right out of it. We can put ourselves into that Nine of Swords anxiety, right? This Eight of Pentacles reminds us just to take it one pentacle at a time, right, towards our goal, because the Eight is very close to that Ten of Pentacles. So don't give up on sort of the dream. Just do the exact work that you know how to do, that you have the wisdom and knowledge and know how to do, that's right in front of you. The next card is the Six of Swords. This would definitely key in with the stillness card here. The Six of Swords is about moving to calmer waters. It's about moving to clearer thoughts, clearer communication. I think that's also the piece that we see in the Seven of Wands. We're able to probably clearly communicate what we need, what we desire, what we think, and do so in a way that's, balanced, diplomatic, in harmony with the situation. And it might move us forward in rather profound ways, albeit requiring a little bit of patience. But stillness is also about being patient, right? That heron sort of hunts patiently in the water, waiting, and then knows when to strike. So to me, the Six of Swords also indicates that too. If this boat is moving a little bit slow, that's okay. Let it move slowly. Let it sort of build. Let it become what it needs to so that we can communicate it successfully. And then the last card, this is my second favorite card of the deck, is the Page of Cups. He's the magical dreamer of the deck. He is oftentimes associated with the sign of Pisces or any of the water signs, really, but I closely associate him with Pisces. He thinks outside of the box. Although he's a page and they're usually bearers of good news, they're also learners. They're like, students. They're exuberant. They're like children. And the Page of Cups is the most exuberant. He's got the wildest imagination, the most hope, the most joy, the most ability to dream out of all of the pages. I feel like these cards are telling us to have faith in something. That faith may be within us because of the Seven of Wands, right? But we may need to get still within ourselves to hear that and to understand that we can do the work and that we can sort of travel the path to clearer communication to get to whatever it is we need. But the Page tells me to not give up on the dream. The Page tells me to hold on to that. And part of the reason why that is we have that Ten of Pentacles underneath this, which is definitely a dream card, right? An abundant ending for you and all of sort of your loved ones, where everybody benefits from the gift of the Ten of Pentacles. So it's like, even if there's work involved, even if there's a pulling back maybe, or a quieting of your mind that needs to take place while you just take the immediate steps that are right in front of you through the Eight of Pentacles to get yourself where you need to be. Don't lose sight of the dream is what I feel like the Page is telling us. The Page is telling us to continue to have hope, and also with that Two of Cups at the end of the week too, the Page is oftentimes very much a romantic offering or apology, and so it says to me, like, don't give up on whatever it is that you love, is my feeling. Let's go to the grounding stone. And the grounding stone today is nature. So I would say get out in nature, first and foremost, to maybe find some of that stillness from the heron, to find the strength and the resolve is a good word for the Seven of Wands. But also understand and become closer to your own true nature. What are your gifts? What are your skills? That's the Eight of Cups. That's the dreaminess of the Page and the imagination of the Page. How can your nature sort of propel you forward? How can you clear your mind or communicate your thoughts more clearly, more intelligently? All of that is available to you today through these cards, through your own true nature of who you are and how you are. And then this isn't a but, I should say, you would want to sort of understand what those needs are, those desires are through that Seven of Wands, and then get that stillness of the heron to understand how to put them forward in a productive manner while still holding on to like this sort of, I don't know if it's an impossible dream, because the Page usually pushes us to, pushes our imagination to really come up with the things that we love. It may not be impossible if we touch base with our true nature and what's going on within inside of us and nature outside of us, because oftentimes that can be a mirror to show us sort of the magic of spirit. That is your reading for the day, guys. I hope you enjoy it. I hope it makes sense. Please like, share, comment, subscribe to the channel, share the video out, leave me a question or comment, especially if you're new here. Let me know if these readings are making sense to you, and have a wonderful day. And I look forward to seeing you tomorrow to see what cards come out then. All right, bye-bye.